The change of government in Victoria last weekend has exposed what seems to be deep-seated voter alienation from the Labor Party. The Brumby Government in Victoria was considered to be neither incompetent nor scandal-ridden, but it lost nevertheless. We'll be exploring the Victorian Labor defeat and its New South Wales implications in a studio discussion shortly. First, let's recap on the significant events of the week as the alternative Premier, Barry O'Farrell, and Premier Christina Keneally attended state parliaments last sitting week before the poll.
Today we announced that the New South Wales Government will reject the planning proposal for Tilligra Dam.
It was the biggest backflip since the Rozelle to Central Metro.
Now, the Hunter does still need a bulk water supply, but what this planning assessment found is that this dam is not the most appropriate way to secure it.
It cost taxpayers $100 million to reach that conclusion, to stop the Tilligra Dam. 75% of that money had been spent on land purchase. That land will now be put back on the market. It wasn't political to win back public support in the Hunter seats, the Premier insisted, just the logical outcome of Part 3A's rigorous merit assessment processes. The alternative Premier had a different interpretation.
We announced in May that we wouldn't support the Tilligra Dam. This was a dam that wasn't announced to protect water, it was announced to protect Labor's political interests on the very day that Milton Norcopoulos was arrested. Tilligra Dam was always a distraction from Labor's political problems around Milton Norcopoulos. It was never a solution to water across New South Wales. Christina Keneally's announcement on Tilligra Dam, though, today has to come with how much money has been spent to date on this project she's cancelled and how much money has been collected in extra water rates from residents of the Hunter to pay for this dam and what is going to be done with those funds.
Will the announcement to stop Tilligra Dam help save Labor seats in the Hunter? As a significant local issue, it could. But the unexpected change of government in Victoria last Saturday has sent shockwaves through New South Wales Labor Party strategists and power brokers. The Labor brand is in serious trouble, not just in this state. It's become apparent that the New South Wales Premier is trying, in the time remaining to the election, to establish her own identity as leader. One alleged puppet master, Joe Tripodi, has quit. Soon the other, Eddie Obeid, is expected to follow. And today, her former leadership rival, the member for Rockdale, Frank Sartor, announced his departure. The Premier has been looking for other heads to kick.
As a result, he has lost my confidence as the President of the party.
With the help of the Sunday Telegraph, the Premier picked a public fight with State ALP President Bernie Reardon after his union, the ETU, urged its members to consider support for non-Labor candidates who were sympathetic to the union's concerns.
In my view, his position as party president is untenable.
No individual is bigger than the party. I've always said that.
After 24 hours of shock jockery, Mr Reardon resigned his voluntary position. You'll note he has not been charged with a breach of the party's rules. He's still on the ALP's national executive and the ETU remains affiliated with Labor. At year's end, the decks are almost cleared for the contest, Keneally versus O'Farrell, on March the 26th. Next week, the Premier will claim the endorsement of the biggest name in American chat show television, Oprah Winfrey, when she flies into Sydney to help Australian tourism. Who could top that?
My great friend, Barry O'Farrell, the leader of the opposition and the next Premier of New South Wales.
For his part, Barry O'Farrell has the public endorsement of former Liberal leader John Brogden after Mr O'Farrell committed $2 million to help Lifeline's suicide counselling services.
This is a very big announcement for Lifeline.
9 websites have been identified that contain sexually explicit images of young people whose precise age is reportedly difficult to determine.
At the very end of this scandal-ridden 4-year parliamentary term, there was the unsavoury news that a police investigation was required into still unnamed MPs or staffers who used the Parliament's internet system to access illicit pornography.
I'll ask the House to come to order.
So endeth this Parliament.